Okay guys, here we are. Well, it's another Sunday Funday. And as you can see by the background, we're outside right now because I decided to show you what I've done around the yard this week. I'm taking advantage of this year. I'm not going to sit in the house and say it's winter and let Mother Nature drag me down. If it ain't raining and it ain't snowing, which we haven't seen yet, thank fucking God, because I can't stand that white shit, keep it on the mountains where it belongs. Anyway, if we ain't had that going on here right now, I'm going to continue to work in my yard and do stuff as if it's still spring and summertime. Just going to keep trucking along and getting shit done. Alright, so y'all remember we did the gas pump. I don't know if you ever saw some of these cool signs. This is this is not a repop. This is a bail bond sign. It's actually a bail bond sign, yeah. Of course, right down there we've got all our first aid kits. Don't ask me why I put them out there. I guess I put them there so if I injure myself in the shop, well, I'll never make it here, will I? Got old Hunter wheel alignment. We got Duke's Pub right down the road. Buckingham. We got the office thing. Yeah, we got some combs there for 10 cents. Need a good comb. Paradise Road. We got shit going on. Got our little outdoor area over there for our bar when the doors open in the spring and the summer. But what I've done is, you remember the Coke cooler? Well, I set it here. Cleaned all up in front of here. I took that diff and it's gone out of the way. We put the Coke cooler here. I think that looks cool there for now anyway. Then you remember I had all my shoebox parts were just laying here like in a mess. They're all gone. I put all them away for the winter. Tidied that area up. Next I got to get this cherry picker and these doors out of here. But, you know, we got to get this stuff moved before the snow does come if we get any. Which I'm hoping we don't. But anyway, I put the Coke cooler there. And here's my newest addition. And it's not a repop, it's an original Coca-Cola for the stand. So we got a nice Coca-Cola stand there. I can put some of my glass bottles in there if I want to. I'd do that more in the springtime, not in the winter. They're just going to get destroyed out here in the winter. So I got that organized. And what I also did was I had my brother from another mother, Rich, who's done all my building here. He come over and you're wondering what was I going to do with those wagons. Well, there they are. And no, they will not move. They are strapped down. So I'm eventually going to line this all up with wagons and pedal cars. Old rusty wagons and pedal cars. I'm not going to put like a real good pedal car up there. Or maybe I would just to piss people off. Who knows? I'm not that kind of guy, am I? Anyway, we got all our cool shit doing along in here. Alright. Another pedal car up top. And the other thing I did, which this isn't really car related, but it always drove me nuts. So behind this building right here, all my cedar trees had died like fucking 5 years ago. And I never replaced them. It was always a mess, you know. But I decided to, make sure I don't get hit by a car here, have all new ones put in. That just tidies it right up. I mean, visualize this one. It never had these. You guys never saw it. All you saw was that chain link fence. And honestly, chain link fence to me is very commercialized. I hate it in a house. If anyone's got it out there, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I just hate it. It's commercialized looking to me. But the one good thing about it is it never rots. It lasts forever and away you go. But I wanted these cedar hedges put in here. So they're all put in there. So that looks better. Eventually we'll match on my property. You're right. I like to be... These all get topped off in the springtime so they sit even. Thanks to Ken's Landscaping. I like seclusion. I like my backyard to be secluded. Nobody can see what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. I like to lock myself in. I just like seclusion. I like this to be my own little paradise. My church. My holiday, if that makes any sense. A place I can go to and I don't have to go anywhere, if that makes sense to you. You know? I want to be able to... I just want to be able to, if I can't afford to go on a holiday, I want to know I can come out here and have a great time. I can sit up on my 800 square foot deck in my house, or I've got all little decks made by all my little sheds in the backyard, or I can sit up in my shop, in my little area there. I can go to my bar. I can just go anywhere. Matter of fact, I can even go up in my field and pull my trailer around here and go camping if I want. I can do that too. You all know my field here, the field of forgotten dreams. Slowly working on that. Alright, we got our stage in the middle. We got our bar on the end. Saloon, I should say. Hank's Saloon, named after Hank, our Frenchie. And then on the other side, we've got our cookout station. You know, we're all set up for dancing, partying. There's enough power out there to We always have like a 5-piece band going. We got our old cars. We got our big old gateway we put up this year. Now our next thing is we're going to fence this in. Slowly. Slowly we're going to fence it in. But not quite yet, because it's all money. And that's something I don't do in the winter. I don't fence in the winter. I'm not going to be doing that in the winter time. But we are getting there. So, I think it's just always good to show you guys what I've been up to during the week. You know, if it's not raining, I'm outside either, you know, just before starting work or just after work. Trying to set more shit up, trying to make it look cool around here. I don't want the pristine shop where you walk in and it's the black and white floor and all the neon and everything looks in its place and perfect. I want this. I want this old school everything all over the place. I want stuff there, stuff here. As you can see, I got my license plates all in here. This is my bay with all my cars in it. All right, the gasser sat in here. Got all my license plates I'm putting up in here. This is the area where you come where you want to look for license plates. And will I use them one day? Hell yeah, I will. I'll use them on one of my cars or something if I want. That's why they're there. Do I sell stuff? No, I'm sorry. This stuff has taken me 40 years to collect. I do not sell anything, but I might possibly trade if I have a double. But I do not sell. So I'm sorry about that, people. Nothing is for sale. Unless you want to buy a lovely t-shirt and a decal, then go to my website that I never update because I just don't have the time. So anyway, yeah. So what are we doing today? Well, fuck, you all know what we're doing today. We're working on the 55 gasser. And yeah, remember last time it was in here, in this bay, just at the end. And then I had to put it in the carport after when I was done. Well, I've got it in where the shoebox is. Now you're probably asking, the shoebox, what happened to the shoebox? Well, things changed. And I don't want to tell you, some guy's been bugging me for a while, honest to God. I'm not fucking with you right now. Some guy's been bugging me for a while about the shoebox, and I didn't want to say anything. He's been on me about the Model A, and he was on me about the shoebox. Anyway, he offered me fucking ridiculous amount of money for that car. So it's gone. It's gone. He's happy though. The metalwork's all done. I don't know what he's going to do with it. He's going to finish it off, but it's gone. Is it sad? It is, but we move on to this. Right? That's what we do. We move on to the gasser. So, you know, we gotta get some parts and pieces for the gasser. So we'll go over here and get some pieces. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the shoebox is here. Oh my God, do you think I'm going to sell this car? Hell no, give me a big hell no, I'm not selling this car. We moved it into here. Remember I said I was painting these bays and putting pictures up and getting them ready for myself? So this way, if I want to work on the 55, I can. And then all of a sudden, one day, say I'm waiting for something for the 55, I can come out here and work on the shoebox. And hey, I'm comfortable out here now because you know why? Because I put heat in. That's right. There we go. Let's light this bad boy up. Let's make sure she's working today. Boom! If you remember, we've done a lot of heaters this year so far. Went around this shop and put heat in every bloody bay that deserves it. And I just saw it flow right on there. And it gets nice and warm in here. This bay is not the biggest. This bay is 20 by, I believe, 22 or... Well, let's find out. Let's count the plywood here. What do we got? I think we got 8. Yeah, it's only maybe... It looks like it's 20 by 20. For some reason, I think it's 20 by 22. But anyway, so yeah, we plumbed in some heat here now. So I'll turn that back off. I'm not out here. We don't have these heaters on. None of these heaters are on during the day unless we're actually in the bay working. But yeah, the shoebox is here. There she is, sitting down on all fours. I ain't selling this car. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. That's my baby right there. Well, one of my babies. I can't say it's, you know, it's all sorts of babies. But mind you, I shouldn't say that. Someone came along right now and offered me some stupid amount of money. Like if someone walked in here and said, I'll give you a fucking 30 grand for that car. Well, I'd say, well, fuck, I'll help you push it on the trailer for that price. But it's not for sale and no one's going to offer me that. Not in the shape that it's in. But it's going to be worth a hell of a lot more when I'm done. But anyway, we are going to continue with this shit show today. So if y'all remember, now I got to walk back around this way. I've got it all crowded in here. But if y'all remember, we got to... we left off, we still got to finish cutting this out. And we left off, oops, seeing that there's a bunch of rust in here we got to deal with. So I don't know how far we're going to get today. We're going to get that quarter on. I definitely know we're going to get that quarter set up on. It's like set up in there, but I don't know if we're going to get it, you know, it's not going to be done and on, but that's okay. So here we go. Let's set this camera down. Let's get some grinders and some shit plugged in, and let's start the day. Okay guys, we got this piece cut off right down here. Goes up on there like so. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're just breaking away cutting away the little overlap pieces. That's actually part of it. We got to rebuild all this, obviously. This should be a structure here, and what happens is this, when I bought the car, it came with this. I didn't cut it off. Mine's right there. See my quarter? It's right there. The car had come with this piece. So I'm glad, because this is nice, because to keep picking that quarter panel up, it's a pain in the ass to put up here. Where this, I can hold up here as I'm doing this. And I'm never going to get rid of this piece. It's handy in case I ever do another one. Because you see, I'm trying to film here and hold this shit. See this here, this piece in here? Well, that's got to butt up to this in here and be plug welded on, all right? You know, and then this piece here, you can see right here on my finger, that's got to slip up underneath the roof line there. And then once you get that in there, oh my God, then, Jesus, along here, along in here, you got to bend this up inside. No, up inside there, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to do here. Horrible camera work. Jesus, you'd think I've been drinking the rum or something. Anyway. So, I'm going to finish getting these pieces off. They're supposed to come off of there. They were part of that, but I just zipped it with a zip wheel. And now I'm just kind of chiseling them down with my chisel over here. Then I just zip them with the wheel where the spot welds are. Boom, boom, they're out of there. I don't feel like sitting there drilling it all day. So I'm doing that. And once I get that, then I'll try and fit that piece and get that piece to fit really nice and proper. Because if I know if that piece fits nice, well, it's going to fit on my quarter because it's the same bloody thing. And then after I get that fit nice, well, then we'll get in here and we'll start rebuilding this. So yeah, how far are we going to get today? I don't know. This is taking longer than I thought. But that's okay, because it's Sunday Funday. And that's all I can tell you. And I tell you, there's a windstorm kicking up outside right now. Wind is just going like nuts. But it ain't raining, so that's a good thing. Okay, well, what am I doing here? Well, I'm listening to Elvis on Sirius Radio. But anyway, besides that, I've got this piece, like I said, that came with the car. I'm kind of just fitting it up in here to see how it fits. Fits really nice along here. Don't worry about this not being level, because I'm not using this piece anyway. All right, but it fits in here nice like it should. Except for right here. Whoops, sorry guys, right here, a little more of a gap than I like. But this piece has also got a bend on the inside of it where it's bent down too far. So that might be all that's going on there. But I'm happy with how it's fitting there, which is telling me, like I say, I'm using this as a guide for me for doing that one. So it's fitting pretty good. So I'm going to take it off of there right now with you guys watching. There we go. We're going to put it up on the roof gently because the bodywork's been done up there. I know that's okay now. I have a rough idea what's going on there. Blah, blah, blah. Plus we have to do all our rust treatment in here because why wouldn't we? But before we do that, we're going to cut this out of here now. We're going to cut this out from up in this area and make this whole piece new. All it really is a, you know, it's not a big deal, this piece. Just gonna, we need a, let me see, boom, 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 U-shaped. It's just a U-shaped piece of metal. That's all it really is. Just adds support into there. So we'll cut that. We'll see what I can find around here. Might even have a U-shaped piece of metal in the metal room. Who knows? That we can just put right in. But that's where we're going to go next. You want to see rust? Look at this old girl. Woohoo! You can't fix that car, Rick. Yeah, I can fix anything. That's what I say. Okay, so I finished welding in this piece here, as you can tell. It's all boxed in like it should be. Attached it to that, and of course you can see this is kind of still wet. I just sprayed my rust treatment paint on there. So while that dries up, I'm going to go have lunch. I don't think we're going to get this quarter fitted today, just because if you're paying attention to some of my last videos, maybe even said it in here, I gotta leave. I gotta go inside today at 3:30 because I promised the wife that we would spend the afternoon together going to the local brew house and playing music bingo. That's right, I play music bingo. Not that often, maybe twice a year. But anyway, keeps the wife happy, keeps me happy. There's drinks involved, there's bingo dabbing involved, and there's fuck yeah, bingo! That's right. Anyway, so we'll see where we get here, but I'm gonna let this dry up. I'm gonna go have some lunch, and then we gotta start, believe it or not, we're gonna have to cut and trim a little bit on this quarter panel, and I have to think about where I'm gonna go with it. But yeah, but we are getting there. Slowly but surely we are getting there. Alright, lunch is over, and when I got in I realized I hadn't cut away all this in here. This is all that's left. This stays in here. This gets spot welded onto the quarter. So I took measurements and I drilled the holes out on the quarter where it's going to line up. Yeah, that's obviously what your door latch goes on. But of course the quarter comes right around. Then it spot welds all down on here. So I got to, you know. So I got that off here. We're getting quite the pile here. Tell you, not much left on this side. I have honestly 100%, I'm telling you the truth, I've never done a full quarter on a 55 Chev. I've done partial quarters. Never done a full one. Never seen one where it was that damaged up on top. I've had to do one. Usually if this car wasn't, had this car not been damaged up here, and I had still had that full quarter, I would have just hacked it off there and joined it back onto, I would have left that piece on and joined it. Because it's a bit of a shit show, because it's a big quarter panel to put on by yourself, trying to hold it up there. You got to slip up underneath the roof line, get it wrapped around the door, you're trying to clamp it by yourself, do this, do that. And then you got to make sure that before you do anything, you close your door, make sure your door gap is right. So luckily I did take measurements of all that. I didn't show it on the, obviously on the video here. I'm just, you know, I can't sit here and film every single little thing I'm doing and show you guys. I'm just trying to show you the bulk of it. So with that being said, come around this way. I've started drilling out where it's going to get plug welded. Obviously it plug welds to the lip. You know, it plug welds down inside the rail here, the trunk. And like I say, now I got to drill out. I've measured. I took a measurement. Like I said, I took a measurement of that part there that is going in behind the quarter, and I drilled my holes for my plug welds there. Now I got to get a little. I'm going to get a little smaller bit, and I'm going to drill along here because that plug welds to the other piece. Then, once that's done, what I do is I grind it around here so it's bare metal. But you got to remember when you drill on the back side here, you always get these sharp burrs, which will fuck you up if you don't get those off of there. It'll hold things out, so you got to grind those down. Then you should spray up in the areas. Even though this has got this black coating on it, I still like to spray something on it and let it dry up before I try and put it on there, just to make sure it's coated. Not that in the end of the day, if in the end of the honest day, depending how old you are, you know, for me, whatever, but depending how old you are, if you didn't spray nothing in there and you jammed it on and you're my age, the fucking thing's never going to rust out in your lifetime anyways. Who gives a shit? But I do just spray something on there, a little bit of rust paint, try and help it out a bit. Obviously scotch sprayed it first. Don't just spray it over this or you're just wasting your time. It's just going to flake off. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this on here today or not. We've got around 2 hours left here in the shop of playtime till I got to go in, and I got at least another half hour fucking around here, and then I got to try and, like I say, hold it up there, fit it, take it down, hold it up, fit it, take it down. That's going to happen a couple times. So by the time that all is done, but well, we'll see. But it don't matter, because then we know for sure, guaranteed, that this son of a bitch is going on next weekend. What is next weekend? I don't even know. I don't even know what next weekend is. I better look at the calendar. I think 17th, 18th. I don't know. What are we going to be on? Where are we here? December. What's even this weekend? I don't even know. Are we here? Yeah, we're here. So today's the 15th. Oh yeah, I'll be out here for sure. I'll be out here on the 22nd, guaranteed for sure. And I'll be out here on the 29th for sure. Yeah. Anyway, okay. I'm going to get back to it here, guys. Okay, all drilled out, sprayed on the back side, semi-dry. Only because I want to see how this thing fits. You can see it's a big quarter panel. Now it might look okay in this picture, but it ain't fitting worth a shit yet, because I ain't got it nowhere near lined up. I'm just holding it with 2 clamps there. There's a lot to do here. I gotta get all this fucking lined up. I gotta get this kicked over. I mean, you gotta get this roof line put up in here. Gotta get all this straightened up. It's a job. It's a job. I can see already this is overlapping this, which obviously they've made this longer because I cut this right underneath where the joint was. So there's always some, you know, fiddling, fucking around to do. But it's somewhat, right now, from what I see, is somewhat looking okay. So I'm not losing my shit yet. We did it, people. I got her clamped on. I'm pretty happy with it. I can't close the door to show you because there's clamps in the door. I can't close the trunk because there's clamps, but we got it all done. We did spray the backside. Yes, we've got our rubber pieces up there. I mean, there's lots I'm forgetting to tell you guys in the video as I'm going. Like I say, I can't cover every little thing, but right now we've got it in. Now some of you might be wondering, what's all this about? This stuff here, none of this. This is all stuff that bends down after, I guess. You scribe your line there and bend her down. You know, like after you fit it, obviously is what I'm saying here. You fit it and make sure it's fitting good, but it's all good. I even put the door latch on, which is, you know, that inner panel that you saw there that was kind of just swaying in the wind. When you screw this onto that, it sucks it tight, which then you can see I can plug weld it all. It's all just lining right up. So plug welds are lining up along there. It's looking good. Obviously, we ain't got our brace in the back here, so that's a bit floppy. But whatever. This window seal, you know, in here in the window edge, it seems to be working pretty damn good. Bit of a hole right here. I'm going to have to address. I don't know what the shit show is going on there, but then we come around the back. This is lining up where it should be. These are all going in place where they should be. Again, a little bit of a area there we got to address. This looks like, you know, it's out a hair. Nothing a little hammer and dolly. I can just tap this over a bit after. This is lining up pretty decent. There's a little bit of a high right there, you can see, but here it's level, here it's level, and this has been worked. This has been worked. So, you know, and look at this thing. So I'm going to be happy with leaving it like that. I can work this after, even if I need to put a teeny smear of filler in there or something, whatever, we'll see. Overall, I'm happy with it. I say it's fitting it on there and seeing how it's going to fit. And I still got a little bit over an hour left here. So hell yeah! And it's fitting good up in here. You know, like you got your rain gutter, you know, along there. Well, if you look at the other side, it should stick out past this, and it's sticking out evenly. And of course, afterwards, you run a nice bead of seam sealer in there. It's going. What can I say? Yeah. But I tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. This one kind of was a bitch. It really it was a nightmare. This one, just because it's so big and so awkward, and I'm by myself. I could call the wife out here to give me a hand to hold it, but I like a challenge. I don't like to ask for help unless I'm absolutely, completely stuck. And that's just the way I am. And that is good. Is that a dent there, or is that just a reflection? Just a reflection. It's funny how it reflects different things. Anyway, yeah. Well, I might throw a couple spot welds on. What the hell? Like I say, I got a little bit of time left. Why not? Pitter patter. little by little here. We're getting some plug welds in here, so you can see. I'd like to get this plug welded up so I can at least close the door so it's not in the way this week when we're trying to work in here. Now you can see I got to do a little tweaking down here. It lines up perfect for here, but I got to tweak this in a bit. But that's the least of my worries. That I can deal with later. I don't care. The main thing is it's lining up there. It's just got to have a little like that, if that makes sense. But yeah, we are rolling on. Same as here. You see, we got to do a little bit here. We're a little bit off here, but that's all minor little shit. Good, good, and good. Okay, we'll take a look here. Got the door closed so you can get an idea of what's going on. Like, the sun keeps shining through this light here. Look at that. And I haven't moved the door. That's just it. The quarter's lining right up. Like, look at that. Got a nice line gap here. It's a little big right here right now in there, but that quarter's not welded. It'll move forward a hair. And the nice thing is, the height of it though is lined right up with the rocker. So I just got to get it forward a hair, but what's stopping it is I got to cut a little more of the rocker away, then she'll just go plunk over a bit, if that makes any sense to you. And that sucker open. Got our plug welds all in there, and we fixed this. If you remember just a second ago, this was kind of off, twisted. So anyway, I just kind of manipulated it with some vice grips, and I did have to do a pie cut right here. I did a cut right here, give her a twist, lined her up, welded her up, wham bam. Sound good? Good, good, good. So that is excellent. We are coming along. At least I can get the door closed. So this week when we're working in the shop, it's not open in the way. I mean, holy shit, it's starting to look like a car, isn't it? The only thing we got to get rid of is that wheel well opening. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing, yeah. Anyway, okay, let's get back to it. All right, guys, that's it. It's 3:30. I have to go in and clean up. Go out with my lovely wife. Have a good evening. But we are close. So I laid some weld up in here. You can see. Up in there. And when I grind that down, it's just nice and level like it should be. Well, it's a little bit down because you can see the lip here, but it's just the way it is. Got her all looking good up in here. So that's it. Got a lot of welding too. Still got to weld all that. Got to weld all the back around. Got to do all the plug welds along here. And then, as you can see, the quarter, camera's a bit fuzzy here. As you can see, the quarter is loose there. I'm going to leave it loose there because the back, I'm going to consider that the back of the quarter panel is going to be attached to the new floor pan. So I'm not going to try and put a tack anywhere there because I just have to cut it away when I put the floor pan in. So I'm leaving all that loose. So that's just going to stay like that. I made a satisfying note because probably I'm going to forget that I got to cut that rocker back a bit. And the rocker I'm replacing, but for now I just want to leave it so nothing. I don't like to cut panels out until I'm actually putting the panel in. So I'm going to cut a bit of that rocker away, just enough where you can see the floor or the quarter has got that bit to slide over. Then boom, that'll take care of that gap. And then we're going to have a beautiful gap just like we do on the top here. So that's good. That'll slide in. That is it for today. That is a good enough Sunday Funday because to be honest with you, 100%, I didn't even think that I was going to get that quarter panel tacked on there today. I just didn't. Between painting the backside where you don't see and still trimming away all the shit I had to trim away, I didn't think I would get there in the short time that I had, but I did. And that's a good thing. Yeah, so hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. There will be some updates this week of what is going on around the shop here. Lots of updates, so stay tuned.